There are 6 key principles which must be followed by organisations to ensure that they do not breach the GDPR. This bite-sized compliance elementals video will concisely outline and introduce you to each of these principles. The first principle is called the lawfulness, fairness and transparency principle. This means that data must be processed lawfully, fairly and in a transparent manner. Lawfulness means that you must have a lawful reason for processing the individual's data. There are 6 lawful reasons for processing data. For example, receiving consent from the individual to process their information. Fairness means that you should only handle personal data in ways that people would reasonably expect. And transparency is all about being clear, open and honest with individuals and telling them who is processing their data, and why, how, and if you intend to share that with any third parties. The second principle is the purpose limitation principle, and this shows that you should only use data for specific, explicit and legitimate purposes, and not use it in any way which you have not specified except for where the law allows this. The third principle is the data minimization principle. This means that you should only collect and process information which is absolutely necessary to achieve the task in hand. So only collect the minimum amount of data that you actually need. The fourth principle is the accuracy principle. The data you hold must be accurate and, where it's actively used, especially when it's used to make decisions on people, it must be kept up to date. Your organisation must take reasonable steps to ensure that inaccurate personal data is either erased or rectified without delay. And crucially, you should also note that accuracy also covers subjective comments such as opinions. The fifth principle is called the storage limitation principle. The GDPR prohibits organisations from storing data which can identify an individual for longer than necessary. Unfortunately, no specific time limits are specified within the legislation, so you should adhere to legal time limits or official guidance and consider the purpose for which you hold the information when deciding on how long to keep it. And the final principle is the integrity and confidentiality principle. This is commonly called the security principle, and it means that your organisation is required to have an appropriate level of security in place to prevent the data you hold being accidentally or deliberately compromised. This covers technical, physical and organisational security measures. In our next videos we'll be breaking down each of these principles further, so stay tuned for those updates. We distribute these videos for free in the hope that we can help as many organisations as possible, so if you found this video useful, please do share it. This has been the Griffin House Consultancy. Thank you for watching.